Mhm, 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 mhm.
明日は、何曜日だっけ？火曜日か。あ、月曜日か。明日は月曜日だな。
Oof, already? Hey, so yesterday, we are continuing from yesterday. Um, but oh, I made some changes. So basically, in the I renamed the stat SO to stat definition because it makes sense. And then because we have the stat type as well right now, and then remove the kind, what type of stats it is, right? The chance percentage, it kind of sounded weird, and then got rid of the multiplier thing. So I'm not going to have all the stats have those things. um, it's gonna be inside this a simple formula. If I want the diminishing curve for a particular value, I can just reference from that. Um, Also, maybe we should rename the methods. Um, so I'm going to call this diminishing. My bad. Diminishing increase. Get diminishing increase value, right? And then while we are at it, let's also add public float uh, diminishing decrease, and this is going to return clamp. No, wait. So first we are going to get the minimum value between max and whatever value we sent, then return. mm, 1 second. Okay, this kind of works, but um, I think we can stick to what we learned yesterday. So that would be one minus no clamp of um, let me see, what was that yesterday? Yeah, so that would be we return the mathf dot clamp 101 clamp one, and then we divide 1 by 1f plus clamped value divided by half value. This is the one we came up with yesterday, so we're going to use that for now. All right. Yeah. Okay, what else? And of course, I made the changes in the active skill as well. Now, instead of doing all that, we're simply going to get, where is it? Here, right? So we're simply going to get the remaining multiplier by inversing inversing whatever percentage we get from division. So first, let me just add parentheses for clarity. So we are going to, let's say we have reductions, right? Let's say we have energy cost reduction of 50%. So that's obviously going to turn into zero point 0.5. And then we are going to inverse that. So 1 minus zero point 0.5 is going to be zero point 0.5. Wait, 50 divided by 100 is zero point 0.5, right? Okay. 1 minus, oh, okay, okay, yeah, 50% was wrong example. Okay, let's go with 20%. So 20% divided by 100 is going to show us like this, zero point 0.2. So if we inverse this, it's going to be I mean, if we well, if we inverse this, it's going to give us zero point 0.8. So 1 minus zero point 0.2 will be zero point 0.8. So if we multiply this value with the base cost, let's just say we had 5 um, times zero point 0.8, we are going to get 4, right? And for the cost, yeah, cost reduction stat, we're going to have a max stat as well. So that makes sense. I still don't know like what to do. But if we want to, if we change our mind in the future, we can easily do the diminishing decrease. We can easily use this method instead of getting the stat value like this. I mean, after getting the stat value, we can pass it to that. It's an option. For now, I want to move on. I want to implement all the features, so I'm going to um, leave this as it is right now. I'm going to save the script, go to Unity and make sure there is no errors. There are no errors. And then we go, where do we go? Yeah, the reason why I realized that was I was doing some calculation, like how much would our base cost and half value be for the energy cost, cooldown reduction, and those things. It kind of got confusing. It makes sense for the crit chance, evasion chance, and stuff like that. But for the cost reduction, it kind of gets weird. So for now, I'm just going to like ignore that for the time being. I'm just gonna have it, simple. Um, if it says 50%, I mean 60% cost reduction, it should just do 60%. But obviously, it should seal to the max because we are working with integers. Okay, so we can commit these changes and remove the stat kind. Yeah, this is the last commit. And what did I do here? We changed that. Yeah, because of the renaming. Rename that type so to that definition. Yeah, it's just showing all the changes in other references. Okay, that's done. So we can go back to the active skill, and now we want to display the cooldown, and we want to trigger the cooldown after use, and every turn it should reduce by one turn. I mean one cooldown. It should reduce one cooldown, right? So so mm, so we don't apply the cooldown right here. It will be zero at the beginning, right? And then we are going to have a method, a public method. Oh yeah, we already have it. In the execute method, we are going to um, first we are going to check if we have enough resource. We don't have that yet, so we are going to skip that. Let's just deal with cooldown for now. After the attack, we are going to set the cooldown to whatever cooldown we have for the skill. And let's go to the active skill UI. Mm, skill button UI. And here, let's add a emp underscore text called cooldown text. And when we initialize, let's set the cooldown to uh no, it should be empty, right? Yeah. Let's update hmm, update UI. Okay. And inside this update UI, we're going to set the text to um no, not this. So first we're going to check if the current we need to check if it's null. If it's null, let it throw error so we can fix the issue. Um, so integer cd cooldown will be the associated skill dot current cooldown, and here we are going to set the current cooldown text dot text. If the current cooldown is greater than 0, we are going to set it to whatever it is. If not, we are going to set it to string.empty. String.empty, just a property, I guess. Yeah, yeah, okay. And then on end drag, if we successfully execute this, after doing everything, let's set it one more time. Update UI. Doesn't matter if we successfully executed the skill or not. Let's just do it. And I just added this debug line to check the previously I told you I was messing with all the cooldown, right? Cooldown values. For that, I added this. Let's go to Unity. Let's add, I think I added the cooldown already, but let's make sure. The first one has base cooldown of 2 turns. The second one has base cooldown of 5 turns. Okay, 1 second. Where was it? Yeah, that's it. We just had to test it, right? Yeah, let's press play. Oh no, we had to also add the what um text text for this UI button. So let's do that. This text can stay at the top corner, maybe to this side. Okay, and this would be this would say like one or something like that. Yeah, and then 5 1. Okay. Uh, let's call this cooldown text and assign it to this field. All right, press play. Uh, no need to do anything there. We have to go from the core scene. Go to battle, assign these two, and start battle. So after use, it's going to update the cooldown to 5. After using this one, it's going to update this to 2. Okay, now um, let's just commit these real quick. Show skill cooldown apply and show apply apply and show skill cooldown, and then on each turn it first of all, right now if we use the uh, skill again, it will keep on happening. I mean, it will keep on executing even though we the cooldown is in place. So let's do a check there. So here, let me just add a public or a private boolean called can execute. Okay, and here, first we are going to check um, the game state. Yeah, so if the if the battle state is not player turn, let's return. So I can remove this, and then check the cooldown check, right? So if the cooldown is greater than 0, we return false, or else return true. For now, that's enough. Energy and other cost, we can come back later. And here, we're simply gonna say if inverse of can execute, so that is if the execute is false, can execute is false, we return. There you go. So let's test this. Okay, now I won't be able to do it one more time. So that's perfect. However, if I unequip and equip again, it's gone. I use it again. That is why we should only be able to equip or unequip during the initial state, initial loadout state. Once we start the battle, we should not allow players to do that. But for the time being, I'm going to let it be there so we can easily um, test the features, right? Okay. Now this is good. Let me yeah, let me the change. Add uh active skill cooldown validation. And now we need to tick down the cooldown on every turn, every player turn. So so it is happening inside the turn manager, right? Right, in the previous prototype I had even the enemies be able to listen to the turns, because I mean we still need to do that because of the status effects. Hmm. Okay, so we can just add the event to the turn manager, and here we can create a public static event action battle state changed on battle state changed. um yeah, and on every battle state change we are going to invoke that. So similar to this one. No, we did not subscribe to any events here, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, since we are using that, we don't really need to use this one. Let it stay, let it stay. um on initialize, let's call um yeah, first of all let's reset. Ah, current energy cost. Yeah, let's apply these first on initialize, and then call the turn manager dot on battle state change and create a new method for that. And then here we are going to check if the state is player state and the cooldown is greater than 0. If so, let's tick down the cooldown. Okay, and here we also need to check, we also need to subscribe to these events. um yeah, yeah, we have this event, right? So on every change, when we modify something to this particular event, we need to reapply the value to the current energy cost. So let's call, if we are going to keep on calling the stats again and again, we can kind of make a field, a private field for that. Hmm. Okay, so now I'm going to call. No, hang on. We'll come back to this. So where is my note? Here I'm going to add the note here. On that change event the reapply cost and yeah, cost reduction, cost uh, kill cost. Yeah, so we are currently working on CD. And then of course we need to update update UI. Oh, wait a minute. That's okay. We are working on inside the active skill. So on battle state change, we are going to do this, and we also need to update the UI. So I think instead of calling it here, we need to create a new UI, a new event new event inside the active skill. Public event action on skill on cooldown changed, and since we're doing that, what I'm gonna do is create a private field for current cooldown, current energy cost, current that, and inside this I'm going to for the get it's just going to return this, but for set it's going to um, set the current cooldown to new value and invoke this event. All right. Let's do the same for this. Get returns current energy cost. Set returns set just sets that to the new value, and we do the same thing for this as well. Later, if we need this, we need events for those also. We can just implement that real quick. Okay. Um. Okay. So now when we do this, it's going to invoke that event, and instead of the mm, updating it here, I'm going to, well, we're not pausing any integer here. Should we pause it? No need. We can just reference that, right? So I'm going to rename this to update update cool down UI, a cooldown text, or UI. Let's just call it UI. If we have other stuff, other elements that gets invoked, let it also happen, I guess. Okay, on initialize, we are going to subscribe the skill dot on cooldown change to update cooldown UI. And then we just call it once, so it's there. It happens at the start. Okay, we can make this a private variable. I mean private method. and move it to the bottom. And here on in drag, we don't need to call that again, because if the skill is successfully executed, it will fire that event, and that should take care of updating that UI as well. Okay, let's save this. While we are at it, first of all, um, we are not unsubscribing this from the button, which is fine, to be honest. It will not throw any error, but I guess it's a good practice to unsubscribe associated skill minus equals so and so. Just to be uniform, we are going to do that here as well. And I like to move all the Unity uh, calls to the top, so I'm going to do that. um, Maybe we can make an exception for the initialize methods, but well, anyways. And then we should definitely unsubscribe from the static events. For example, this one. This one is a static event, right? So we should definitely unsubscribe from this event, or else it's going to give us some errors, because we're not reloading the domain when we enter play mode. um, I just realized, since we have an instance for this, let's just make these normal public events, and then just we can call it like instance, like this. Okay, also we are going to move this to the top. I think there will be one more error, because not sure, let me see. Yeah, because we are calling the unsuccessful escape event from here. So it's gonna do that here as well. Okay, this should be it. It should decrease the cooldown every turn. Let's see. Press play. New game. What is the null reference here? From the skill button UI, it is telling me that associated skill is uh okay, because like we are destroying the already present skill buttons on enable, right? That's fine. We can fix that. In fact, I'm going to fix it right now. If can I fix it like this? No, we can't. If associated skill is not null, do that. Okay. Now press battle, and here I'm going to equip these two. uh I can't use the skills, and that's fine. Press start battle, and then use the skill. That's done. This is not happening again. Then use the skill, and we have 2 and 5. But if I end turn, nothing happens. But after the player turn, after we enter player turn, both the skills um, reduced their cooldown by 1. And again, and there you go. Now I should be able to use this skill and done. Victory. Awesome. Okay, now let me quickly save these changes, that change, and that should give us, I mean, that should remove that error. There you go. Okay, so I think we are done with the cooldown, so we can safely call this done and commit those changes as well. um decrease decrease skill cooldown by one every on player turn. Yeah, one. Okay. um hmm. Next we are going to move on to energy and resource will be done simultaneously, I think. No, hang on. But first we need to set, like, what should hold the energy. Should player hold it or turn manager? I think player should hold the energy, right? Or because the energy is part of the combat, it should belong to the battle scene, and thus it should be inside the turn manager, right? Yeah, because should there be a some kind of skill or effect that affects other runs, battles? Oh, just one battle thing. So we can move the energy into turn manager. Here, uh, we have we'll have one more text, mp text. This will be energy text, and then we're going to create one more integer, int current energy. Okay, let's remove these zeros, and then one more. Let For now I'm going to add the max energy right here, or on awake we can get it from the player. Yeah, yeah. So this will be current energy equals current no, player. Do we have a player ship? Yeah, player ship, player spaceship dot get of type stat type stat type dot energy cost reduction. No, max energy. Let's create. We can't create it from the shortcut, so value. All right. So let's go to this strat type, add max energy. Okay. Yeah, because this is a float. Let's convert this to integer, or maybe seal to int. Mathf, mathf, seal to int. This. Nah, I think just casting it to int is fine. Int. There you go. Okay. Then what? We got the current energy from the player's ship, and now we need to expose this. We need to be able to reduce current energy as well. So let's add a let's add a public int that's going to get the current energy and also set the energy, right? And here let's update energy UI, and here as well let's update energy UI, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. We got the current energy, right? Okay, we need the max energy as well. So instead of doing this, let's actually create a private int called max energy. Okay, and why is this public? And then we're going to set the max energy to this. Oh, but we need to do that every time, right? Okay, never mind. I'm going to undo that. However, I'm going to change this to private. I don't know why it became public field. Okay, so every time we update it, we are going to reference the max energy from the player, I guess. Okay, this is private void update UI, update energy UI, and here I'm going to be like int max energy will be so and so. Hmm. You know what? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me think about this. I think this is not efficient at all. Um, yeah, I think this is not efficient. We just have to subscribe to like max energy event, I guess, and update the UI one more time. Um, is there a possibility for? I mean, is there a? I mean, there is a possibility for um, increasing the max energy, and also it makes sense before entering the battle state, entering the. I mean, before clicking on the start battle, and after that, if we change the max energy, it shouldn't really affect the current energy. Okay, for now, I'm going to keep it simple. At the start, we are going to, I mean, every time we update the energy UI, we are going to look for that and add it like this. Yeah, save, go to Unity. Need to create a new stat for that now. Uh, go to config, stat, duplicate this, max inner energy, and change this as well. And uh, no need for the half value really for these things. Okay, and then I mean by default I can just set the all the half value to 70. uh, we don't have to use it, but if we do, we can just use it, I guess. All right, and then we can tweak it, of course, like for different stuff if we are using them. Let's go to the battle scene and go to the UI. Oh, my bad. UI. This is the energy text. And where is the turn manager? We can reference that to this one. Okay, and that should be it. Let's press play and test it right now. We're going to get error anyways because we don't have the player. Yeah, so go to core, enter battle, and we still got the error, null reference, um, because a ship, um hmm okay, when are we assigning the player ship exactly? Yeah, we did not assign this at all. We assigned the enemy ships but not the player ship. So we can test that by going here and enter debug mode. We don't have the player ship, but we do have enemy ships. Okay, because of the error it did not call it. Let's fix the player ship. Inside awake, I'm going to call uh player ship equals player ship dot instance. I remember doing that maybe for a different class. Anyways, we'll see. We still have an error. Same error, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. The issue was that okay, we are doing it in start. I see. Okay, the issue was something else. We did not assign the stat to the player ship. So we can do that. But before we do that though, we moved these things inside start method because earlier the player ship stayed in the same class, but that's no longer the case, right? uh, Player ship belongs to a main class that's always there. So by the time battle scene loads, player shape exist in our game. So instead of doing this, uh, we can just copy this. Maybe changing the state can stay in start. We can just copy these event subscriptions, and put them here so they can all stay together. Hmm. And finally we update the UI, and we need to I think yeah, fine. Player turn. Fuck it, this is fine. Yeah, let's remove this. Save all the changes, go to Unity, and go to the gameplay menu, gameplay main scene, play a spaceship, and exit the debug mode, and add a new what are we working on? Max energy. All right, now we can go back to the core scene. Let's play new game, battle scene, and it's showing 5 energy because we have 5 energy as the base. And yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing happens. Boom. Okay, the first arrow is still behind the UI. We can fix that later. What is this null? Item interaction controller. We are trying to add some null into this. Which was the null? I don't know. Let's try to. No. Oh yeah. Okay. Because okay. Uh, because we are doing this, right? But but handle equipment drop down. Oh yeah, and this should be handle cargo drop down. And these are coming from those containers, right? Those slots. On pointer up, on drop. We are simply invoking it, and we are passing this slot. Wait. Well, we can just do a null check to make sure that doesn't happen. This is such a small thing, we will definitely forget it. So let's drag source slot is null. So when we are dragging it, it is null, and null equals null should return, right? Hmm. On. Let's just add a null check here and see if that works, or if slot equals null. This is cargo. Let's go to the equipment, or slot equals null. And then in this as well, there you go. Save, go to Unity, press play. I mean, the cooldown is already, I mean, energy is already showing up, and that's what we did anyways. Now we can test that as well. Check the validation. So if I drop it here, we are still getting the null. So it is not the slot. Maybe it's checking the drag slot. It's so odd. Let me attach this to Unity. This is cargo drop. Let me drop here, and this is null, but this is not null. Okay, yeah, dropping is not null, so that's fine. I see the issue here. I see the issue here. We had it in the opposite way. So instead of checking this, we need to check if this is normal. Let's stop debug, because if we have not started dragging any of the slots, this drag slot is obviously null. Okay. If that's the case, we can move this to the front like that. Copy this line, paste that here, and this as well. Replace this as well. Save. Go to Unity. Where is Unity? Mm, uh, we don't have any errors now, so that's great. And this is also working. Now we need to reduce the energy. Before we do that, let's implement what we did just now. Apart from the bug fix, I guess. I mean, uh, show energy in battle scene. And when we execute a skill, so let's go to the kill. We are checking only cooldown here, so let's do energy check as well. uh If the turn manager instance current energy is less than current energy cost, we return false. And if we have enough energy after setting this, we are also going to set the, we are also going to decrease the energy. So here, turn manager instance current energy minus equals current energy cost. So this needs 5 energy cost. This has 5 energy cost and this one has 3 energy cost. So I can make this one 4 and press play, go to new game, battle, equip both the weapons. And this is the second one that costs 4 energy. So if I use this, first we need to enter battle and then let me use this. Okay, we executed that skill and also reduced our energy. So if I try to use this one, it won't happen. It does not happen. Okay, now on end turn, we need to, on player turn, we need to set the energy back to the max. Let's go to, let's go to turn manager again. Before I do that, let me commit these changes as well. Add energy cost validation to active skill. Validation or reduction, I guess. Yeah. Reduce active skill and reduce energy. G on use. And now on entering player, where are we? Where is the turn manager? On entering the player state, on entering the player state, we are going to set the current energy to max energy. So uh so instead of doing this here, we can once again, yeah, we can get that from there and put it into the loadout stage and the player turn as well. Yeah, let's move the updating after we toggle the, no. Ah, we need to move these toggles after updating the UI. Better. Save this. Instead of doing this, we can just make a single method for this, I think. Yeah, yeah. No, wait a minute. If we are doing this, we are doing that. Um, instead of instead of updating this, I can directly update current energy, the property, and that itself is going to take care of updating the UI. Current energy. Yeah, I think that's the better option, cleaner option. So I'm going to go with that. Okay. Let's try one more time. Battle state, equip, equip. Yeah, one is enough. No, let's equip both. Start battle. I'm going to use this one, which is going to immediately drain all the energy from our pool. So I can't use the other skill. So end turn, we got hit twice, and then energy is refilled. We can't use this still because it has 4 more turn cooldown, but we can use this one. And we are both, I mean, both the skills are in cooldown now. We still can't use anything. So end turn, and I can destroy this guy, and game over. Victory. There you go, victory. Okay, great. Is it gonna do the same thing again and again? No. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we can check this as done as well. For the scrap, I'm going to leave it for now. I'm not gonna do this yet. I don't know how we are going to work with scraps. Since we have the energy, it should be similar to this. I am thinking about where should the scrap stay. Definitely not in the turn manager. That's why. Um, okay. Now next is targets. So we need to be able to pick which are valid targets for our skills. Um, Let me just commit these changes and end the stream for now. I'm not feeling that good today, so I'll pick this up tomorrow or maybe do it offline. Just give a quick overview of what I did. So turn manager, what did we do? We reset the current energy. Reset, reset current energy on player turn. On entering the battle, and on entering player turn. We are resetting the current energy on entering the battle, uh, because it will be easier for the players to plan their strategy based on like how many energy we have. Yeah, it will make more sense once we have more solid implementation of the max energy of other equipments affected. Maybe I still need to figure out what's the best way to update whatever UI is bound to whatever stat. I mean, yeah, I think I should. I'm not sure if I should make, manually, if I should bind everything together, or maybe once I assign the skill, I mean, assign the stat to something particular, we can just uh, immediately bind a UI text or something. Maybe, maybe. an action like on change or something like that. Yeah, no need to think that far yet. Once we have more things in the game, it will all make sense. I mean, it will make sense which approach is the best one. Okay, enough yapping. I think we streamed for only 1 hour. Yeah, I will try to come back online later if I can. All right then. See ya.